live. I believe we are. Do we have people in here? Paul says, hey, I'm in. And Keith says, I'm in. I think, Stephanie, we might be live.
Yay! Hey, welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Visibility Show with Becky and Steph. We are so excited to have you here with us today. We have so many great things planned for you. You want me to tell them what it is, Becky?
Let's make sure that we have people that can see and hear us okay.
Okay.
Because I don't see anybody in here, but Paul says you're live. Okay, good. We're live. Yay. So Stephanie, go ahead. You can start it.
Yeah, so let me just tell you guys, all right, here's the truth. The truth is, each and every one of you guys sells something that people want. They really want it. They don't just maybe want it. They really want it. You sell something people want. The trick to going from interacting with a community of people that want what you sell and then being the person that provides that is to know, first of all, who those people are, to know how to connect with them, right? And then you have to know how to transition from just knowing who they are and connecting with them to actually facilitating those transactions and starting to do the business with them. And that is what the Visibility Show is all about. Those are the things we're going to teach you.
Exactly. And if we haven't met yet, I'm Becky J. Anderson from BeckyJAnderson.com. And this is Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm Stephanie. I'm Stephanie Nivinskus, and I am in San Diego, California, and my company is Sizzle Force Marketing.
Great.
So together, Becky and I have a lot of combined experience. In fact, we were doing some math, and we figured we've got over 40 years of combined experience marketing products and services. Becky, you're really big on the product end.
On the product end, and you're big on the services end. So together, we're covering all aspects of marketing. So we're really excited to be launching this show, and it's going to be every week at this same time, right?
Yeah, so mark your calendars now, you guys. Go ahead and just put a recurring calendar event up there where it's 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, and we're always going to be in the same place, same time, but different and new content. And we also, in addition to going live once a week, we have some other stuff for you. We created a Facebook group. You want to tell them about that, Becky?
Yes, we have a Facebook group to talk about your businesses and visibility all the time, and we'll be in there watching that, and that is the Visibility Show. And we also have a website, thevisibilityshow.com. If you go there, it gives you all the information on Stephanie and I, our bios, where to find us, all about the show, where it's at. You can click that and join the group there, follow the page, because this will be broadcasting live on that Facebook page. But we don't want you to miss out on that, so we want you to go like our page, go opt in at our website. Oh, Stephanie, we have something special on our website for them too, right?
We do. We have a really cool opt-in for you guys. And for those of you, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the term opt-in. Let me break that down a little for those that maybe are new to this kind of marketing lingo. So the opt-in is kind of that ethical bribe. You know, when you go to a website and you're told that if you give us your email address, we'll give you this really cool thing, right? Well, we could have given you like a toaster or a set of steak knives, but we figured you already have that. So Becky and I actually created a tool for you that is going to give you 10 ways to get more visibility right now, right? Like right now. Yep. You don't need to sit and think and, all this stuff. We get into analysis paralysis and then nothing gets done or things move entirely too slow. Right? So this document that we have for you is ready for you guys to grab and go. So you can get it. It's absolutely free. Just go to our website, thevisibilityshow.com, and you'll see a little opt-in there. Give us your email and we'll send it on your way.
Yay! So what are we going to talk about today, Stephanie? We need to give them some actionable tips on how to find visibility for their business, right?
Yeah, okay. So the name is the Visibility Show, right? So we figured, well, what are we going to talk about? How about visibility? Let's help you guys get out there and start getting seen. So
exactly. Seen, heard, and people buy from you.
Right. So can I go first?
Absolutely. So what we're going to do is give you today probably 10 tips on how to be visible. And Stephanie will give a tip, then I'll give a tip. We'll just kind of go back and forth with those tips. So yeah, Stephanie, what's your first tip on how they can be visible?
Oh, before I jump into that, real quick, you guys, we want to talk to you and we want to hear what you have to say. We want your questions. We want your comments.
And they're commenting down below. Can you see their comments?
I can see a comment from Keith.
Okay, so we have Keith and Paul and Megan and Pat.
Okay, now I see that. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So feel free to ask your questions and comment down below because we want your comments. Yeah, she's right.
Yeah, and we're so excited to really make this stuff that you guys can sink your teeth into and take action on right now, right? Exactly. We don't want you to just, oh my goodness, how many of us are guilty of getting information, more information, and then letting it gather dust on our desk.
And not taking action on it. Exactly.
That is not what the Visibility Show is about. The Visibility Show is about learning and then immediately implementing, because that's what's going to make this take off. That's what's going to make your business take off and get to a completely new level. So, all right, I'm on first. So let's dig in here. Okay. My first tip for you guys to get more visibility is to set up a bot, B-O-T. Now, I think a lot of us have maybe heard about bots.
This is kind of new. So why don't you explain it a little bit? Because I haven't even set up bots yet. Have you done it? You did it now?
Sort of. I did it halfway. I didn't do it to its full efficacy. And so when I was writing down what I wanted to share with you guys, I was like, oh, wow, a cobbler that has no shoes. I need to do this, right? Yeah. So let me explain what a bot is. We all know that everybody's on Facebook, right? So there is a tool you can get. It's free. They have paid accounts, but you can get the freebie. It's called ManyChat, ManyChat, ManyChat. And if this is one of many tools, but this is the one I know the most about. So here's what happens. If everybody is on Facebook, you want to interact with them on Facebook. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can. You can post stuff, you can buy ads, you can, whatever, right? But one place that we as entrepreneurs have really not taken advantage of the way we could is in the private message area, right? Mm-hmm. This is what bots do. Bots allow us to communicate directly with our audience in a private message setting. And statistically, I can tell you guys, when you send a message through Facebook Messenger, there's an 80% open rate. Okay, as much as I love email, and I do love email, you guys will hear me talk about that as the weeks go on, but you're never going to get an 80% open rate through an email campaign. I mean, if you do, you're like, you have superpowers, and we need to get you on the show, hosting the show next. So the open rate is amazing. Now, here's the cool thing about how these work. Like if you want to start a conversation with somebody through a bot, let's say that they pop on, you can go ahead and you can send a message that says, "Hi, Becky, I see you're checking things out. How's it going today?" Becky sees this little bubble pop up. "Oh, wow, that's funny. Okay, I'm good," right? And then you can say things like, "Hey, did you want to get our free download? Did you want a link to the video we just did? Were you interested in seeing the product we talked about?" Whatever it is. And then you can actually program it so it has answer buttons, if that makes sense, right? So instead of you leaving it up to the user to say, "Yes, I am," it'll just have a button that will say, "Do you want the link?" And it'll say yes or no. And then the user, Becky goes on, she clicks yes, and then it automatically comes up with another message. "Okay, here's the link. Do. It automates a lot of your process of getting somebody from knowing about you and what you're doing to actually starting to get into a conversation with you, which is where that's where the cash comes from, is the conversations. It's not just the, right? So you can set up a whole autoresponder campaign just like they do with email campaigns and whatnot. But this is, and definitely, oh my goodness, if you are selling to millennials or anyone younger than a millennial, you absolutely, positively must take advantage of this technology, because this is just where the world's going.
It is big, and it's coming in a big way. Now, you just came from Traffic and Conversion Show. Did they talk a lot about this there?
They did. And if you guys don't know, Traffic and Conversion is kind of the flagship event in the marketing world. I mean, I met people fluid from all over the world. I met people from Israel and Jamaica and Kenya and Australia. I mean, people from when marketers from all over the world converge in one place at one time, and there's 5,000 of us there, you know they're doing something important. It's the flagship event. And they really set the pace for what's happening in marketing as a whole. And at the Traffic and Conversion Conference, I heard the word bot like probably 1,000 times. So
it is the big thing. So it's probably a good way to start this show with doing bots. I know I am going to check into it this year and do it.
Yeah. And I'm going to take my bot, and actually I do have one, but there's so much that I learned at Traffic and Conversion that I haven't done with it yet. The opportunity is just huge.
It's huge. It's huge.
And it's free.
And you know what? Maybe one of our live streams, we will talk about it and do a step-by-step with them, maybe, if there's interest in that.
Yeah, you guys go ahead and throw something in the comments. If this whole bot thing, if you're like, wow, sounds interesting, but I totally don't get it. Or, oh, wow, sounds intriguing, I'd like to know more. Yeah. Throw a comment up there. If you guys tell us what you want to learn, Becky and I will bring it to you, okay?
Exactly. And we're going to have some fun challenges and things like that to bring you visibility. Our goal is to make your businesses more visible. Well, that was a good one, Stephanie. Good way to kick that off. Okay, so my first one, do live streaming. And I know it's scary for a lot of people, but live streaming will bring you so much visibility in such a quick way. And there's so many areas you can do it. You can do Facebook Live. You can do Instagram. You can do Instagram stories. You can do like this, Be Live TV. There's so many places that you can do it. Periscope, but live streaming and videos, the wave of the future. So live streaming is a good one. And I know I'm taking this as a challenge for myself. I am going to start live streaming on Instagram stories just because I am seeing, now I'm scared to death to do it too, but I am going to do it. Because I have watched a couple of people over the last year and what it's done to their businesses. And if you post on Instagram, you know, people go through the feed. They're not really, you know, clicking through to your stuff as much. In fact, the view of the feed is changing a lot because of the algorithms on Instagram, just like Facebook has changed. But the stories get so many more views and they can click from the stories. So I am making myself accountable here and saying, I am going to start doing Instagram stories, and maybe I can get you to do it with me.
Oh my word. Okay. So you guys, Instagram stories, that was another thing at Traffic.
Was it big at Traffic? I want to know what they said about it, because it's a huge one. I'm telling you, the people that I'm following are doing incredible with it.
Yeah, it's huge, tons of potential. So if you guys haven't learned anything about Instagram stories, if you're not on Instagram, I know Becky and I are definitely going to be talking about Instagram stories in the not too distant future. And, you know, you're kind of going to get a live case study, right, Becky? Because we're going to be doing this as we go and walking through it with you. Yeah. So, you know, so we encourage you guys when we, you know, like Becky's saying, you know, she's going to do this. Who else is going to do it? If you're willing to give this a shot and jump in and learn how to do this Instagram story thing and capitalize on the opportunity, pop a comment in. Pop a comment in right now.
Said her VIP group has started growing tremendously since she was doing live drawings once a week. Okay, so live drawings. Are they live on Instagram stories? And I'll tell you this, Instagram stories, Stephanie, you don't have to be in front of the camera if you don't want. You can do the slides. You can upload the photos and put copy on them and they can slide through. Or you can do video and upload the video that's already done so it doesn't all have to be live in the moment. There's lots of ways to get around that scare factor if you're afraid of being live. Elaine says she totally wants to try it.
Elaine, Yay, Elaine. Welcome. We're glad you're here, Elaine. We're so glad to see all of you. I see Elaine, Megan, Bonnie, Paul. Yay. Well, you guys, welcome. We're glad you're here. So if you are going to try this, like Elaine said, she will totally try it. I encourage you guys, accountability, getting stuff done. Don't just hear it and think about it. Take action and do it, right?
Exactly.
We'll figure this stuff out together. Marketing is always evolving, always changing, always growing. I am a marketer. Becky is a marketer. This is all I've done for 22 years, right? Every single day I'm learning how to do it better, right? Yep. The learning never ends with marketing. So learn with us, okay? All right, and Megan's in too. Look at that.
Yay! Yeah. So we'll all be doing Instagram stories.
Right on. I love it. All right, so should I move on to the next one?
Yep. What's your next one?
All right, my next one. Oh, this one, I can't take credit for this. This one I am going to give credit to a man named Mike Nivinskus for this one. Some of you guys may have heard of him or seen him speak, but he taught me this amazing visibility trick about a year ago. What he does after he goes to a networking event or even just talks to somebody, maybe you're in line at the grocery store or maybe you're at a big conference, right? You meet these great connections and then you exchange cards and it's like, we'll talk. Yeah.
And then you never do, right?
Right. Chirp, chirp, crickets. Yep. Do crickets chirp? Or is that grasshoppers? Who chirps?
Yep. Crickets.
Crickets chirp, I think. Anyway, so there's this, the follow-up thing is a big issue for a lot of us. It doesn't really happen. So what Mike taught me how to do, and this is just brilliant, is after you meet somebody, you take a quick video on your smartphone of yourself, right? Quickie little thing where you got your, here's my phone, right? I click record. Hi, Becky. It was so great to meet you at the Traffic and Conversion Conference. I'm so excited about the things we talked about. I know you said that you were interested in learning more about blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is that you guys talked about at the event, right? And then it's, I know you said you were interested in learning more about blah, blah, blah. Hey, I actually created a training video for you on it. Would you like to see it? That's it.
I love it.
How cool is this? Now listen, okay, what this says, again, we're going back to creating the conversation. The cash is in the conversation.
Yes, it is. I love that tip.
Yeah, so then Becky's like, well, yes, as a matter of fact, I do, right? She's getting a text, right? I think most of us text by now, okay? So she says, yes, I do. So then you create something quick. It doesn't need to be a video masterpiece. It can be another quick little video that you said, you know what, you wanted to know more about how to write a great headline. Well, here's how you do it. And I would take my expertise and give her the 60-second snapshot, just a quick little tip that she could act on immediately. And I would send that off to her. What do you think she's going to do? She's going to be like, oh my gosh. Yeah, and Becky, wouldn't you feel like I had listened to you? And I really cared?
Would. Yes.
Yeah. So you do that, you send the video, and then you just carry on the conversation from there. So that's my tip. I love
that. That one is good. And you know what? I'm headed to an event in 2 weeks in Las Vegas, and I am going to do that. I have never heard of that tip or tried that. See, guys, I'm even learning stuff on this show. This is great.
Yeah.
I love that.
So, Laura, I see your comment real quick. Cash is in the conversation. It is,
it
right?
is.
And
Yes.
I think that needs to maybe be like a tagline for the visibility show or something. That was kind of off.
I love that. Yes.
It was kind of off the cuff, but I'm like, that is where it's at, right? So
it really is. It is. Yeah. Oh, I love that tip. That is such a good one. Okay, so moving on to my next tip. I say on social media, pick one platform and dominate it. I know there are so many choices and we're all on so many platforms. And this is another thing I'm challenging myself to do. I am going to really focus on Instagram because I find I'm doing so many right now. And I'm like, I want to see what I can do by adding the stories and really focusing on the one and being consistent. Because one of the biggest problems we all have is we throw something up and then we're not consistent. We have to be consistent every single day. So for the last 2 weeks, I've really been working Instagram and planning out and scheduling in Planoly so that I'm posting every day and not missing. And I'm
tell us what Planoly is for the people who don't know.
Yeah, Planoly is, it's at planoly.com, and it's how you can upload and lay out your Instagram posts ahead of time. So I lay it out like a couple of weeks ahead, and then you can see what it looks like so that you can have some cohesive feel to your store or to your layout. And then also it just keeps you consistent because you upload it and put everything you want to say in it, and then it sends you a reminder to your phone to push it. And now Instagram has just barely released the API so that for the first time, you're going to be able to schedule the Instagram where you've never been able to before. You always had to push it manually to your phone. Planoly is going to be able to do that shortly. So between doing the Instagram stories and that, I'm really going to try to focus on growing that. Because when I'm posting to everything else, you're just kind of sending stuff randomly out to all your channels. They're not growing. I want to see if I can take Instagram and grow it into the tens of thousands of followers. Because then, like you said, the cash is in the conversation. You have one platform where you have a good following. So I'm going to really try to do that. And I think it's a good challenge for everybody. Pick one, whatever it is, whether it's Instagram or whatever, and just try to dominate it. Do you have one favorite? Yes. How many are you on? Or do you have a favorite?
I can tell you what my not favorite is. Does that help?
Oh, sure.
Okay, so, oh my goodness, for years, I have tried to force myself to love Twitter because, as somebody, my background's in journalism, right?
Right.
And as somebody from that field, I'm supposed to love Twitter. I'm supposed to be on Twitter all the time, 24 hours a day, writing, tweeting, 400 times every day, right? But the truth is, I flippin' hate Twitter. It's annoying. It's annoying. Oh, it's so annoying,
and it goes
right?
Too fast, and it's a time suck. And I'll tell you, for me, because I specialize in product-based businesses, my tribe is not hanging out on Twitter. I have Twitter, and I'll push stuff through to Twitter. I'm not consistent on it, and I don't love it. I know there's people in here that do. Bonnie loves it. We have some comments here too. Laura says, focused energy and find your tribe where they hang out. Yeah, so back to the one they use. Bonnie says she uses Hootsuite and Buffer.
I use Hootsuite as well. Hootsuite's great.
Yeah, some love Twitter. I've never got into it. Don't love it. Don't have a big following over there. And so do you post every day, or are you just one of those?
On Twitter?
Yeah.
No. If you look at my Twitter, it's so bad, you guys. I will I'll go, you can see my Twitter sprees over the years. You'll see for a month, I'll be on there every day trying to force myself, and then I'll disappear for 6 months. And aren't so many of us guilty of that?
Every one of us are guilty of it. And that's the thing. Consistency is everything. And that's why I said it's so much easier to pick one and dominate it. And it's easier to stay consistent on one. And the thing is, when everything is so pre-scheduled too, then it's not as conversational. You know what I'm saying? Because it just automatically goes, and you're just not aware that it's there. But yeah,
right.
So Twitter's not a big one for me either.
So picking that one, okay, I love Facebook. I do. I love
Facebook is yours? Yeah.
I think Facebook, and another one that's a biggie for me is LinkedIn.
Yeah, see, I do not use LinkedIn like I should. I don't, and I should use that more. And that's another thing we'll have to talk about is LinkedIn here, because you are the LinkedIn expert.
So. LinkedIn is powerful, which is going to lead us right into my next tip, which is about LinkedIn.
Yeah.
You guys, if you are going after a B2B client at all, right, then LinkedIn is a place that you need to have a presence, especially if it's the more professional client, right? So I have two ends of my business. I have my end, which is, it's all B2B, but there's the smaller businesses, and then there's the much larger companies. And I target different groups depending on what I'm actually trying to sell at the time, right? Mm-hmm. So when I am going after some of the higher level stuff, some of the bigger consulting gigs or do-it-for-you gigs, whatnot, I will hang out on LinkedIn. And my tip for you here on LinkedIn is, first of all, you need to make sure that your profile is like smoking hot, right?
Yeah.
LinkedIn is not a place for you to put your resume. That so many people do that, and oh my gosh, could you be any more snooze-worthy? I mean, it's a snooze fest, seriously.
Yeah.
So you got to integrate your personality on LinkedIn. But once you take care of that, curiosity is a great motivator, right? Mm-hmm. And what happens when you go on LinkedIn, if you look at somebody else's profile, they will see in their notifications that you looked at them. Well, if someone's looking at you, aren't you kind of curious? Don't you kind of
want to look at them? Exactly.
Right?
You do that all the time.
You're like, well, who are you, and what are you looking at, right?
Yeah.
And then you look back, and that's visibility, right? It's visibility.
Exactly. I'm telling you, that's another one. I'm getting a lot out of this. I am going to work on my LinkedIn. That is a good one. Because you know what happens also when somebody looks at you, then it says they also looked at so-and-so and so-and-so. So it spreads even further. Yeah. Haven't you caught yourself going down that, looking at other people they're looking at? Yeah, me too.
Yeah, and it'll also show, like, because when they're doing that, when they're looking at some other people, a lot of times it's your competitors, right? And so then I'll go and I'll check out, oh, well, they were looking at so-and-so. What is so-and-so saying out there right now? And then I'll go look and I'll be like, oh, look at that. They introduced a new whatever it is, a new spin, a new product, a new, I don't know, whatever it could be. And so it's great market research to stay really on the edge of my game. So Paul, oh, hello, Paul. I know somebody on here really loves you.
Exactly.
So, Paul says he has a huge following on LinkedIn that he doesn't use. We are going to change that, Paul.
Exactly. And then did you see Laura's question too, is being active in groups on LinkedIn? I think LinkedIn is a perfect subject for one of our shows. Yeah. Because so many people want to know about it. And even I know I'm not utilizing enough, but the groups on LinkedIn are so powerful. I am in some good groups on LinkedIn. And I'm not active enough in them like I am on Facebook. For me, LinkedIn is not, it's not second nature where you just go there automatically like you do Facebook. I need to be better at that and make, that be more intentional about going there and working those groups and getting to know people. And I do think we all need to work on our profiles, like you said. I think we need to make that one of our show topics.
Okay, I'm writing that down. We're going to do LinkedIn and we're going to do bots. And as we're talking about all of these things, Instagram stories, right?
Yeah, Instagram stories is another good one. Yep.
Okay, so as we're talking, you guys, again, we would love for you to pop in the comments right now and just tell us, what else do you want to know about? We're covering, like these top 10 right now that we wanted to just start the show off with.
Yep.
But we want to know what you guys want. So tell us, talk to us.
Yeah, what do you want to learn? LinkedIn for sure, Instagram stories for sure. But I think we're getting a lot of response on LinkedIn. People want to know. They want to know.
I'm sorry, I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Khae. Is it
Khae?
Okay. Okay, so Khae wants to know more about LinkedIn. Rock on, we will do that. Oh, Paul, by the way, Becky, would you like to tell us who Paul is?
Paul is my wonderful husband, for those of you that don't know. He is a very sweet guy and very supportive. I think a lot of the people that know me in here know him, because Laura and Kay and Bonnie and Megan hang out in my Product Biz Made Easy group. So they know
Fantastic.
him, and Annie. So yeah, they know Paul. But yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and Bonnie says cover case studies. I love real case studies.
Good.
That'll be really good. We'll do that.
Yeah, I love case studies too. Yes.
Yeah.
We'll totally do that.
Yeah. And see, you know what? On my Instagram, we will definitely have a case study, because I am going to grow that. And we can go through the numbers, what it's growing by being consistent and doing stories.
That's perfect. I love it. I love it. Yes.
Laura says we love Paul too. Good.
Becky,
Laura,
you got another one for us. Sorry.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Laura says, I still need help finding my tribe and discovering where they're most responsive. You know what? That's a good one. Finding their ICA and where they're at. That's a question I get asked a lot.
Okay. I'm writing it down, Laura.
Okay. So my next one is have a website, even if it is just a landing page where people can follow you. Right now, I am helping Marie Forleo with her launch. I'm one of the mentors in her thing. And one of the things that she says over and over and over is, you have to have a website. You have to go pro. If you're going to have a business, go pro and have that website. And so many people don't have a website. They're relying on Etsy, or they're relying on third-party places. But seriously, it's not that expensive to do. It's not that hard to do. There's so many drop and drag platforms right now where you can put it up there and make it visible. I mean, we even have a website for the visibility show, and it wasn't that hard to make. It's like it's just easy now. And having a website is very important if you want to be visible, because it's like your home base. It's where they can find you. It's like your storefront. I think it's really important. Don't you, Stephanie?
It's so important. And the thing, Becky, that I was thinking they would like to know is, we did not hire a developer to create the Visibility Show website. It's so basic and so simple, and you are not a developer. You don't know code, right?
Nope. So and it was just super easy. We did Stephanie had the brilliant idea to send our pictures off to Fiverr. Was it Fiverr that we used? Yeah. And Fiverr turned in the little cartoons and did our thing. And then we did our website through Weebly, and I made it in an hour and a half. And it was just super easy, maybe even under an hour and a half, because you just drag the pictures over, you just put the information in it, and it's just easy.
Yeah. And you guys, when it comes to websites, so many people overcomplicate it.
They do. They do.
We don't need to overcomplicate it. You're not running Hewlett Packard or IBM, right? You don't, if you're running like this, really big company that you're planning to go really big, then yeah, you're going to want to elevate your website presence. But if you're just getting out of the gate, or, you're just not there yet, then you don't need to invest this ridiculous budget in something that you can really, for now, do on your own, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Having a website is so important, Becky. So
it is.
Important.
It's a big deal.
Okay.
So what's your next one?
My next one is, now I'm going to talk about emails, because like I said earlier in the show, I do love email. I love email marketing, I should say. I don't really love email itself.
Right.
I think last time I checked, I had like 11,000 messages that needed to be deleted, which is obnoxious. But yeah, I'm one of those. I'm kind of like an email hoarder. I think that's what that's called.
You know what? That's funny, because I'm an inbox zero person. I can't go to bed till I'm like, I get it and I do it, delegate it, delete it, or file it as a to-do, but I cannot function with thousands in my inbox.
Oh my gosh. Can you come over and do that for me?
I can tell you a quick trick of how to get to inbox zero. That if you're behind and you want to all of a sudden get caught up, you can drag everything in your inbox to an archive file over on the side. So it's safe, it's there, but it's no longer bothering you. And then going forward, every day forward, when you get an email, you look at it. If it's just you have to know, or it's just quick, delete it. If it's something that you want to save, file it as a resource. And then I leave things in my inbox as a to-do. So like if it's something for me to do to follow up, and that's why I can't go to bed till I know, because I know everything that's left in my inbox is a to-do. Because I've either calendared it as a project, I've deleted it, or I've filed it as a resource. But that's a good way to all of a sudden start and build that new habit, is drag everything over to an archive.
Okay, that is brilliant. And oh my word, I can't imagine having a zero inbox. That would be like this side of heaven. Wow. Okay, so
that was a little side.
Little side note. Sorry, me and my email drama. Oh, look at that, Pam Farrell. I love Pam Farrell. She's amazing. Thanks for being email honest, Stephanie. Kindred heart.
I love it.
Yes. Oh, look at this. Bonnie says she tried inbox zero and lasted about 12 minutes. What happened, Bonnie? What happened?
Pile up again, it sounds like.
Oh boy. Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh my gosh. Look at Paul.
Look at Paul doing a plug.
Look at Paul plug in.
You're so funny, Paul. Okay, so what's your next one, Steph?
All right. My next one, again, is on this email marketing thing. Okay. So email marketing is still the most cost-effective way to be visible in front of your tribe out of every option. Yeah, I know everybody talks about, oh, you could do a Facebook campaign for $5 and, you could do blah, 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 and it won't cost you anything. Mm-mm. No, the stats are clear. And this comes from the people.
Clear. Exactly.
Yeah, this comes from the companies that invest millions of dollars in research, right? This isn't just some rinky-dink opinion from someone in their living room, right? So the stats are clear. Email marketing is still the most cost-effective way to be visible. So I just wanted to share, if it's okay with you, Becky, just a couple of real quick email marketing tips to help you be more visible.
Yes, absolutely, because I'm telling you, I teach my clients this too. Email marketing is your number one way to make money because it's a hot lead and you can go direct to their inbox. It is the most important way. So yes, all the tips you want to give. Go ahead.
Okay, so first of all, one thing I want you guys to think about. Did any of you today, have any of you gotten through your day without looking at your email today? Anybody?
Nope.
No, I know they haven't. I haven't. Every single one of us. How many of us actually look at our email from our phone in bed before we even get out of bed? It's kind of a bad habit. It's a bad habit. I'm actually trying to break that habit. But so many of us do it. How many of us check our email when we're online at the bank? How many of us check our email when we're getting gas? It's the way the world is right now. Okay, so.
It is. Always looking at it, yep.
So when you are trying to be more visible, you want, and you're using email marketing, you want to send your emails on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Okay?
Oh, I love that, yes.
Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. Now, here's the interesting thing. Saturday and Sunday typically get the highest open rate for your emails.
Saturdays and Sundays? That's interesting.
Yes.
Because social is the lowest on Saturdays and Sundays.
Right, but check this out. You get the highest open rate, but you get the lowest conversion rates.
On Saturdays and Sundays. Wow.
Right? So if you just want people to read what you have to say, then maybe send it Saturday and Sunday. If you want them to actually take action, whether that's get on your list, buy your doodad, tell a friend, do not send it Saturday and Sunday because it's the lowest time for conversions, right? So
that is so interesting. I know that I have found Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays are my best open rates, but that's interesting. That's across the board.
Yeah, and that's industry-wide. Those are some industry-wide stats. Okay, so another one for you. Here's some times. You guys might want to jot this stuff down.
Okay.
The times that are most effective, and this would be your local time, unless, of course, let's say you built your tribe on the East Coast and then you moved out to Los Angeles for some reason. Then it might be a little different. But wherever your tribe is most located, you want to send at 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., or 8 p.m. Okay, 6 a.m., 8 a.m., 10 a.m., or 8 p.m. Yeah, and what we always recommend is actually testing what your audience is responding more to. So instead of just sending to everybody on your list at 6 a.m., send it to 10% of your list. And then send it to...
And test it.
Send it to 80% at 8 o'clock. And then send it to the final 10% at 10 o'clock. And watch your rates. Watch what happens with opening, clicking, converting.
Huh. Ooh, I need to be more intentional with the times I send my emails, because I just typically send them when they're ready. I don't typically schedule them. Do you schedule yours in one of those times always? You schedule it ahead?
I do try to schedule it ahead. That doesn't mean it always happens.
Right.
That's the goal. Right. But sometimes it's just, life is crazy. Business is crazy. You're trying to balance all these different things that are pulling for your attention. And I'm like, oh, it's done. I'm going to send it. Right? Yeah. But I have definitely seen a direct correlation in my own open rates and statistics inside on when I send things, what day, what time, as well as the subject line. And I'm a big stickler on subject lines. You guys, anything generic or spammy is not going to work for you. So
exactly.
Becky, can I actually share a resource with them here?
Absolutely. That's what we're here for. We want to help them in any way we can. So yes.
Okay. So if you guys want a great tool for knowing how to write subject lines that are going to get more people to open your emails, I actually created one, right? And it's like I call it a Mad Libs for email subject lines, right? Mm-hmm. You can grab it. If you go to my website, sizzleforce.com, sizzle like bacon, force like may the force be with you. So sizzleforce.com. You can go there and a little pop-up will appear, and you can go ahead and you can opt in and get, what was it? I think I have 75, if I remember right, 75 fill in the blank subject lines, where literally the whole thing is written for you. You just customize it where the two blanks are. And these are proven email subject lines that have generated millions of dollars. So
I'm going to grab that resource myself.
Yay! Yay! Yeah, so grab that, you guys. It's a really powerful tool.
Hey, and Paul says I could use some training on the best structure for the emails. How much text, how long, how many pictures, videos, etc. That is a good thing we can do on visibility. Because I'm telling you, for anybody, whether you're in products or services, oh, thank you, Laura, for putting that up. Whether you're in products or services, email marketing is the number one way, even over Facebook ads and all those type things. So that's great. I'm going to opt into myself, Stephanie. That is an awesome tip.
Awesome. You got another really good one. Tell us what yours is.
My next one is post your blog posts on Pinterest group boards. Go join Pinterest group boards. This brings so much traffic. I'm telling you, every time I post on a group board, the visibility, it's now not just your followers on Pinterest, it's others. And I know for product-based, Pinterest is always one of the top ways to get people to your website, because Pinterest is a search engine. It's not really a social network. And so when you're looking for things, you find they typically come up on Google, they're on Pinterest, they're on YouTube. And things with Pinterest, it's not like your normal social platform where it's live and then it goes away because it's lost in the feed. Those pins resurface months later. I've had pins go viral months after they were posted. So I would say join Pinterest group boards. And when you blog or when you have something to post, put it up there, because the visibility is so awesome.
Laura, how do we do the group boards?
What you do is you find boards where somebody opens one up. In fact, you know what? It would be fun for us to do a group board on the visibility show. So people can go join it, and then they can post their stuff on our board, and then they'll be more visible. You go find people. You can Google some of the top boards too, but you go find boards that somebody has got a board on theirs and opened it up to a whole bunch of people. And you have to ask to join typically. You get approved. So you don't want to join a board that's not in your space. So for example, for me, where I'm working with product-based people, I would go join boards where it's talking about, how to get traffic to your e-commerce shop or how to do promotions, stuff like that. So you'd want to go in areas that are related to what you're known for, or your specialty, or what your product or service is. And then people that are looking for that will see it. And then also all the people that are on it are all in that same space too. So then all of a sudden the people that are on that group board that are also pinning will find you. But I have got so much traffic from group boards. I would suggest joining group boards and making sure that whenever you blog and you do your content, that you're not only putting it out on your own, but also on several group boards.
I love the idea of the group boards. I love the idea of having our own group board. And
yes.
all of you guys that are watching this live
can go pin your stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys get first dibs because you were the smart ones that showed up live.
Yeah, so, exactly. I love it.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to we're going to set that up. Becky's going to set that up because I don't know how to set up a group board.
I can do that.
So we will definitely, and you know what? Maybe, Becky, we could even do something where people, if they go and they grab our 10 ways to get visibility download on our website, if they go to the visibilityshow.com, grab our opt-in, then we'll have your email. We could even let you guys know when the group board is live, right? Yep. And as well as we can announce it in our Facebook group. So anybody, if you guys have not joined the Facebook group, you're going to want to do that because this is going to get big really fast. And you are our founding tribe.
Exactly.
Oh, look at Kelly writes, yay for the smart ones.
Exactly. You guys are the smart ones. You are the smart ones.
Yes. All right. So, oh man, I'm on my last one. I could talk to you guys forever. Okay.
We'll be back next week.
Right? Oh, this is so fun. I'm loving this.
I love it.
Okay. So, this next one is for people that are selling stuff online. So it doesn't really matter if you are selling something, a digital something, or if you are selling a physical something. But in your checkout process, as soon as somebody buys whatever it is that you sell, you need to give them the opportunity to share that they just bought this in the social platform. Okay, because here's the thing. When are people the most excited about something that they bought, right? When are they the most excited? Right after they buy it, right? They're like, oh my gosh, I love this. It doesn't matter if it's a book or a calculator or a trip to the Bahamas. It doesn't matter what it is, right? People are excited. And when they share that they just bought something, a lot of times it is a status elevator for them. Okay, now this all goes back to, something that I point to a lot in my different trainings. I talk about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, right? Mm-hmm. Which some of you guys might be like, oh, I remember that from when I was in college, like forever ago, right? Well, forever ago for me. Becky and I were talking about our grade rates before we went live. We both are like needing a little brush up, right? So,
hey, I have some years on you too.
So Maslow's hierarchy of needs talks a lot about how people are motivated to do certain things, and everybody wants to elevate their status. That's why when you look through your Facebook feed, you see the highlight role of most people's lives. Mm-hmm. Of course, there are some of those people that just get on and gripe and talk about how awful their life is all the time. I know none of you guys are like that, right? But a lot of people, it's the highlight reel, right? There is something about sharing a purchase. It either makes you look cooler, it makes you look smarter, it makes you look more fashionable, it makes you look like you have better taste. It can make you look a lot of different ways, right? And so people love to who doesn't want to look those ways, right? But don't we all want to look like that? And so when you have this, okay, you can, and there's lots of tools, and we can get into tools another time, but there's lots of tools to integrate this into your checkout page on your website. So somebody buys something, and then you say, hey, share this purchase with your friends, and we'll give you 25% off your next purchase. and we'll give it to any of your friends that end up buying something as well. So then it becomes really a win-win. Not only do I, as the consumer, end up getting to boost my own status, right? But I also, now I get a discount on my next purchase. Oh, and all my friends get a discount too, so they can be cool like me, right?
Exactly.
So then, yeah,
this is
go
a
ahead.
big one. I've talked about this before on webinars I've done too, because it does, especially like if they get the discount for sharing, then they can, like Ralph Lauren does it a lot. You go buy a shirt, then you go share with your friend you bought this shirt, and if they go buy, you get a percentage off. And I noticed also the traffic and conversions did that. Did you notice their website?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. That is a really good one.
Yeah, so your visibility just grows because you got a customer, so you're happy. Yay, I got a customer, I sold what I saw, right? But now they've just told their whole tribe that they bought what you sold. And especially if it's somebody with some influence and someone that has a following, and all their friends have seen it now, and then they buy it, and the same process, it's just this ripple effect of visibility. And how many of us wouldn't give a first-time discount of 25% to potentially get a long-term customer, or hundreds or thousands, you know?
Yeah. And there's apps that you can buy even on e-commerce platforms that will let you do that. You can add that in. So that's a really good one, Steph. Really good one.
Yeah, and Laura has a good point. She says word of mouth also carries a trust factor. Okay, here's something you guys should know. Going back to this whole millennial thing, I know we've got people in all age groups that are watching our show right now.
Yep,
However, any of us that are selling to millennials, which they're getting older. Millennials are not like, they're
not like teenagers anymore. Yeah,
I know. Millennials have babies and stuff now. So so if you are selling to a millennial, you should know statistically the friend referral motivates them to buy more than anything else. A referral from a friend. So, and I think that's true for a lot of us. I know, like Kelly, who's listening to us right now, she recommended something to me like 2 weeks ago. She's a good friend of mine. I trust her. I was talking to her about a problem I have, and she goes, you know what? There's this thing that can solve your problem. And it was actually a conference that she wanted me to attend. And she's like, you should check it out. And I looked on their website. I live in California. They had a conference happening in Texas in like a week.
And you went at no notice because you found out about it and trusted her. Yeah.
I dropped everything because I trust Kelly. Yeah. And I knew nothing about this organization, but I trust her. And I spent thousands of dollars getting there. And it was amazing. Right. It was amazing. But the power of a personal recommendation is second to none.
It is a big deal. That is really true. And you look at Amazon too. How many times do you go buy something on Amazon and you don't buy unless it's got good referrals, unless it's got good testimonials and stuff? It's the same thing. Even if you don't know the person writing the testimonial, you want to know if there was a good or a bad experience with that product or service, right?
Yeah.
That's a really good one. Well, that's good because that leads into my next one, which will wrap it up, right? Perfect timing. Do collaborations. Collaborations are so powerful in your business, and it's a good way to grow and gain visibility. So here's a perfect example. Stephanie and I are doing a collaboration with this show here. And so both of us are pushing it out to our audience, and you look in the chat room here and you go, okay, there's people from your group and from my group here. And guess what? Both of us just got more visibility based on doing this collaboration because I'm getting your people and you're getting my people. And now we're all friends and we're all in the same tribe, right?
Yeah.
Collaborations are so powerful.
Yeah, Becky, can you touch a little bit on collaboration versus competition?
Collaboration is so much better than competition. I am a big believer in that. And everything, people that know me that are in my groups and come to my webinars know I give it all away because I want to help. I think the collaboration is so much better and it's becoming a big thing. In fact, collaboration over competition is even a huge hashtag now on social because people are opening up more and more to it. I think the collaborations get you further, you do more. And, you know, I had an experience with a collaboration where I wanted to do in my previous business, I wanted to do a magazine. There was certain places that you could go and they would do a magazine. The whole magazine would be on your company and they would sell it in Barnes and Noble or those different places. And to do that magazine was so expensive that I couldn't do it. And so I thought, well, how can I do this and you know, kind of do a collaboration? And so I contacted someone who did a magazine in their area. And I'm like, it could be a win-win for them. They could have another magazine, then it would get me out there. And they ended up doing that with us. And it was so much cheaper. It was like this much in comparison to what it would have cost. And all it took was just a phone call. So I'm a big believer in collaborating with people instead of using competitors. I have another story too on a competitor. Back in the day when I was shipping a lot of candles, I had a big, huge order that was like 6 digits go into a big account at Christmas time. And on December 11th, they called me and canceled the order. And the order was all ready to go, palletized, shrink wrapped in the back. And I'm like, oh my gosh, if this thing does not go out by Christmas, I am toast, because it was all Christmas fragrance candles and it was a huge order. And I ended up calling up a competitor who sold candles and they helped me move it. And so I use competitors so much for things like they would call me, I would call them, I'm out of this fragrance oil, or I'm out of wicks, or I need help with jars. And it was like, yes, I will help you. We had a competitor who was out of belt space. We ran their candles for Walmart because they didn't have enough room. And it's like, you know what? You don't even think about it. You just do it, because guess what? I'm going to need something one of these days from them. And so I'm a big, big, big believer in collaborate with your competitors. Be friends with them. Work with them. Don't feel like it's competition, because there's enough business for everybody.
I love that. I love that. And I'll tag on to that by sharing that there is a competitor of mine in the marketing space that I called maybe 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And I just had a question about how she was doing a certain aspect of her business. Mm-hmm. And she was a direct competitor. We go after the same client. And I said, hey, would you be willing to chat with me about blah, blah, blah? And she goes, oh, totally. This is exactly how I do it. A, B, C, D, E, F. Right? I was like, oh my gosh. You know, it was so helpful and so eye-opening to have her perspective. And since then, she's called me and she said, hey, how do you work out such and such? You know, it is when you are competing, but you can compete and collaborate at the same time.
That's great. Yeah, that's great. I'm telling you, I'm a big believer in it. And so we will get all our people collaborating with each other in our Facebook group, right, Steph?
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, Becky, I'm going to catch you off guard here. You're like, uh-oh. Okay. So, I know that a lot of the people in my tribe don't know you. And they don't know why you're awesome or why we're doing this show together. So, I'm going to ask you to take your modesty hat off and put your bragging hat on right now. And I want you to tell us about your background.
Okay, then I will make you do the same thing, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so I am known in the product-based space. I started a business in 1995, and it was in the candle, bath and body candle space. It started out as a retail store and then turned into a manufacturing company. I grew that business to 8 figures and then sold it in 2011. And so, yeah, my specialty is in helping people scale their businesses, like what steps to take. I like to help them expand into at least 5 avenues of revenue coming in from, so that they can diversify their business and scale it. And so I sold that business and spun off another business, kept that going until my dad got sick. And then we moved here to St. George. So now all I do full time is consult and help people grow their businesses. And then I have digital products at productbizmadeeasy.com, and you can find me at beckyjanderson.com. So now I want you to do the same thing. Okay.
So I will, but I just have to stop for a second. Did you guys all hear 8 figures? Okay. How many commas are in an 8-figure number? Is that 3? 3 commas? Is that right?
Yeah.
I don't do math.
Well, 2.
2? Whatever. There's a lot of commas.
There's a lot
That's
of
all I
zeros
know.
in it. Yeah, there's a lot of
There's
zeros.
a lot of zeros. You guys, holy smokes. You are learning from somebody who gets it at the highest level. The insight that Becky brings to the table is, she blows my socks off. I know that, absolutely. But she is a wealth of knowledge, and I really and truly consider it a great honor to be hosting this alongside her, because if anybody knows how to move products and do product marketing, you're looking at the woman. Yeah.
Well, thank you. That is sweet. Thank you.
Look at that. Bonnie Frank wrote 25 commas. Yeah, something like that.
And Laura says, tell them you also grew your business while raising kids. Yes, I did. I was raising kids.
How many kids?
9, actually. 9. And there's a story behind that. I had 4, but I married a guy with 5, and I raised his kids. We were married 22 years and divorced. So he was before Paul, but yeah, it was all while I was doing that. So yeah.
Holy Toledo, that's insane. Wow, you have superpowers, woman. So
do
wow.
you, girl. Yours are, yeah, let's hear about you now. I want you to remove all modesty and tell them all your superpowers, besides the fact you are the best copywriter on the planet.
Oh, thank you. All right, so on a personal end, I've got 3 kids. Right now, they're still very much in my nest. 15-year-old, who I am currently homeschooling. I have a 13-year-old and I have a 10-year-old. My little baby girl is my only girl. The other 2 are boys. So I've been married to Mr. Wonderful for almost 18 years. Aww. And yeah, he's great. I know not everybody's into marriage. I'm totally pro-marriage. I love this man more today than I ever have in my life. He's amazing. So someday I'll get him to pop on here. So
that's awesome. That's how my Paul is. It's great to have a good guy like that.
It is. It's so good.
Yeah.
So on the business end, let's see. Where am I gonna? I wasn't prepared for this, so let me get my thoughts together. So marketing is basically the only thing I've ever done. It's the only thing I know how to do. But because of that, I do it pretty well. I started my career in 1995. I have a degree in journalism. The original plan was to be a reporter. That got derailed, and I ended up kind of accidentally tripping into a copywriting position for a newspaper. And this is like pre-internet. So all of you guys that are internet babies, sorry. Yeah, this is in the dark ages.
Yep. Mine was too. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I really grew up in the newspaper field, and then just started popping around into corporate positions in marketing, wrapping things up in a corporate level as a marketing director at Cox Communications, which I think a lot of you guys probably know who Cox is.
Yes.
So, I worked with a lot of big brands. I worked with Starbucks. I worked with Quicksilver. I worked with Sprint. I worked with, a lot of household names. I did quite a bit with the NFL for one of the Super Bowls. And so I have that big brand experience. But when I left corporate to raise my kids, I really started to dig into the small business space. And that has been since 2002. I have been working in the small business space and, worked with everybody from the startups right out the gate to, the people that are running. It's still considered a small business. It doesn't feel very small when you're like at 10 million or whatnot, but it's still technically, according to the Small Business Administration, is a small business. So worked with everybody throughout there, and it's been an amazing experience and a real honor to help a lot of businesses get to their next best spot.
That's fun because, I used to do the big boxes and you were a big corporate, and we're both loving the small business and helping the small business owner. So I think we have a great overlapping skill set. This is going to be a great show because we both have such experience in different areas, but with the sales and marketing side of the business. So, which is what everybody wants. They want to grow their business.
Yeah, we want to help you guys get the visibility that you need to get to your next best level, because you guys have it. And if we could just kind of circle back to where we started with all of this, you guys sell something that people want. Yep. And we're going to help you identify and connect with those people. And then we're going to help you understand exactly what you need to do to start doing business with them. That's our whole intention with the Visibility Show. And Becky and I are working really hard behind the scenes here to bring you great value so that you guys can get to that next spot that you want to get to.
And the content that you want to learn. So if you let us, that's why it's important that you go over and join our Facebook group and get on our list, because we want to serve you and bring what will help you build your business exactly. So I'm super excited. I don't know about you, but I think that was a great first show.
I think so. I hope you guys liked it. We would love more comments. You guys, we are going to read every single thing that is posted. Like right now, obviously, we're keeping track of your comments. And I want you guys to know, I want proof here. I have written down all of the different ideas you guys have thrown at us. Yeah, so we will absolutely be covering this. Yes, Laura, to your comment over there, we will have another show next Thursday, same time, same place, 12 o'clock Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern, right here on our Facebook page.
Every Thursday. Yes, and then you can talk to us also midweek in the Facebook group.
Yeah. So we're here to help you guys. We're excited to grow with you guys and to really, let's all get more visible and let's do great stuff and stop hiding, right? Let's stop being the world's best kept secret and let's get out there and do something fantastic together.
Yes. So I'd say that's a wrap, guys.
That's a wrap. We'll let you guys go. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. We're honored that you listened, and we hope we were able to help you. So thanks
you so much for your time. Everybody have a great day. And this replay will be on our Facebook page. So, all right, guys. See ya. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.